Joe Scarborough will never understand the Trump voter because he's unwilling to learn. I'm John Mike Keene. We're going to watch this continual meltdown of Scarborough. My favorite channel to watch is MSNBC when I follow election coverage because it's mostly Joe Scarborough and the gang weeping, looking confused, refusing to accept reality.
I will ask the question that I think is a fair question to ask. Who raised these people?
Yeah.
Because they were not raised by anybody in my neighborhoods that I grew up, any middle-class neighborhoods that I grew up in. These people were not there.
Yeah, we were not in your middle-class neighborhood, Joe Scarborough. We're the American people, and you don't understand where we come from. When he says who raised you, that's a comment against your parents and your parents' values, that he's saying that we were raised basically to be wolves or apes or whatever. Tucker Carlson has a great answer.
Millions of Americans sincerely love Donald Trump. They love him in spite of everything they've heard. They love him often in spite of himself. They love Donald Trump because no one else loves them. The country their ancestors fought for over hundreds of years has left them to die in their unfashionable little towns, mocked and despised by the sneering half-wits with finance degrees but no actual skills who seem to run everything all of a sudden.
We're sneered at by Joe Scarborough. This is Exhibit A of why we disdain the media. It's more than a dislike. It's disgust.
They were not raised. I mean, they weren't in the classes I went to growing up in elementary or middle or high school or college. They just weren't there. That wasn't the America I grew up in, where people would laugh at the idea of people of the press getting shot. Like, everybody would sit around and like, what's he talking about?
No one's laughing at the press getting shot. Any MAGA voter will tell you they haven't heard of this. This is something invented by Joe Scarborough in his little mind. This is the little world he lives in. His torment is not from Trump. His torment is from Joe Scarborough. Joe Scarborough is the worst enemy to Joe Scarborough's mind.
Whatever Donald Trump's faults, he is better than the rest of the people in charge. Donald Trump, in other words, is and has always been a living indictment of the people who run this country. That was true when Trump came out of nowhere to win the presidency, and it's every bit as true right now. Trump rose because they failed. It's as simple as that.
Not only did our ruling class fail, but the media failed even worse. The only people more incompetent than Democrats in government are Democrats in media. They're psycho.
Or again, the
laughing at the Puerto Rican
other
joke.
things, laughing at the Puerto Rican joke.
My God.
That Puerto Ricans are a pile of trash.
He's literally lying there. The joke wasn't even that Puerto Ricans were trash. It was that their country is a floating island of garbage, which came from news accounts of garbage piling up in Puerto Rico. But Joe Scarborough is lying to get you not to hate Trump, to hate Trump voters. And by the way, I watched that joke at the Madison Square Garden rally. Nobody laughed. And so he concludes, we're all laughing at it. No, I have not heard a bunch of people passing around the Puerto Rican garbage joke as if it was funny. It's not there. He's making it up.
If the people in charge had done a halfway decent job with the country they inherited, Donald Trump would still be hosting Celebrity Apprentice. But they didn't. Instead, they were incompetent and narcissistic and cruel and relentlessly dishonest. They wrecked what they didn't build. They lied about it.
If he wins, it is because the left gave it to them. They're so bad, and they double down on their own gaslighting. They believe their own lies that they tell their own people.
Again, who are these people? Where are they coming from? And who raised them? And how did Donald Trump twist their point of view so much in 9 years?
My point of view was not twisted by Donald Trump. He was the best thing going for America. But Kamala Harris, who has stood for nothing, has a completely empty campaign plan on the economy, appears to be indifferent or naive or ignorant about what happened on the southern border, or that she takes two sides on fracking, or that she takes two sides on Israel versus Hamas. No one knows what she thinks. So someone was twisted by somebody. And you know who did the twisting for Kamala Harris? It's Joe Scarborough and MSNBC and the media, and they're going to be the biggest losers in this election.
Yeah, laughs and cheers when Trump suggested the press should be shot. And my friend, the legendary photographer at the AP, Evan Vucci, who's traveling with the Trump campaign here, says that as each rally goes on, particularly last night in Georgia, the threats from the crowd to the press, they're there in the arena, only growing. They're really concerned there about the security situation.
The press is not in danger. What is true is Kamala Harris knows in every Democrat swing state, they're putting up walls and barriers. They're boarding up windows. Here's Washington, D.C. You want to talk about a security threat? You want to know who's afraid? Here's Kamala Harris putting up walls because they know that D.C. is going to be erupted with violence from Democrats, not from Trump supporters. These walls are made to keep Democrats out from around Kamala Harris's residence. And that'll always be a mystery to Democrats at MSNBC, not understand the American people. Trump knows the American people.
They hurt anyone who told the truth about what they were doing. That's true. We watched. America is still a great country, the best in the world, but our ruling class is disgusting. A vote for Trump is a vote against them. That's what's going on in this country.
Thank you for your vote. Thank you for your prayers for Trump. And of course, thank you for watching. John Mike Keane.